In today's video game commentary, we're going to be taking a look at some difficult, if not next to impossible, Battle Pass challenges, and the things that you can do to overcome them. What's going on YouTube? King Kevin here, and before I got this video started, I just wanted to say a few words. First and foremost, if you are watching this, thank you very much. I appreciate your support, despite the fact that I haven't released anything on my YouTube channel in a very, very long time. I won't bore you with the reasons of why, but do expect a few more content releases, at least coming up in the future. Also, in case you guys didn't know, if you guys don't feel like watching videos but you prefer live streaming, I do live stream on Twitch mostly every weekday from about 6 to 8 p.m. EST. Sometimes we go a little bit longer depending on how things are going. But we've also reached Twitch affiliate status, which is pretty darn awesome. So if you guys do have a Twitch Prime sub, feel free to use that down below. Or if you have bits that are burning in your pocket, go ahead and cheer them if you want to support me. But no obligation, of course, just letting you know that the option is there. So what inspired me to make this video was a ridiculous challenge I found in the current Paladin's Pirate's Treasure Battle Pass, and that is to expend 1 million ammo. We'll get into reasons of why this is ridiculous later, but for now, I want to talk about a strategy that you guys can use in the meantime to work towards completing it, and it involves Ruckus. Unsurprisingly, he has the fastest fire rate of any champion in Paladins, so by firing his miniguns, you're working towards that challenge even faster. Of course, that doesn't come without a deck to support it, so on the screen here we have the deck that I've used in this video to try and make it a little bit easier on myself. Mostly it's just ammo cards on using his abilities, but you can tweak these as much as you'd like, but again, this is the deck that I found the most success with. So once you've constructed that deck or one that fits your liking a little bit more, go ahead and queue for an Onslaught training or bot match. The reason why I suggest Onslaught specifically is because it's much easier to farm the bots when they're all grouped up in one area, which happens a little bit more frequently in Onslaught rather than in Siege training, or TDM especially. Needless to say, but I'll say it anyway, but we are doing this in a bot game because this deck is pretty trolly. Ruckus himself is not a super tanky champion, despite the fact that he is classified as one, but he has a lot of other cards that he needs in order to survive. We don't have a lot of those cards here, and we don't want to get reported for throwing or intentionally feeding, so bot games are definitely the best place to do this. So when you finally load into your game, you're going to want to actually click Aerial Assault, gonna select your deck, and then buy an item. The item of choice here is Chronos, and when you buy Chronos, you immediately want to start spamming. You might think that 45 seconds in the spawn room is not a lot of time, but you can actually expend somewhere around 600 ammo in this time alone. At this point in the video, I'm going to turn down the game volume for pretty obvious reasons. We're just going to be spamming our left click the entire time. And the funny thing about this deck is that you never actually have to reload if you rotate your cooldowns appropriately, which you'll see me do here. The general strategy is that you want to fire until you get to around 130 and 120 ammo. You pop your advance, which gives you 75 ammo based on the deck that we've built, and then you do that again once you reach 125 again. After you've used your second dash, I would recommend popping your emitter or using your missile launcher. The reason is because as your emitter is active or you're launching your missile launcher, your advance is still cooling down. And because we got Chronos and it's already a short cooldown, by the time these cooldowns are expended, you're going to have another advance, which means you're always going to have more ammo. If you can help it, I would also recommend using your emitter when there's only one or maybe two enemy bots in front of you. However, if there are multiple, let's say the entire enemy squad, then I would suggest using your missile launcher. We're doing this because we have the card at the ready in our deck, which gives us ammo on successful hits with missile launcher. So if you hit the whole entire team with one missile launcher, you're actually getting a huge amount of value and huge amount of ammo out of just one ability. By cycling your cooldowns like this, you will probably get very far into the game. But there is a chance that you might mess up a cooldown, or you might instinctively use your emitter or your advance or your rocket launcher at a time that it wasn't best for your ammo capacity. At this time, feel free to press that E button. Hexafire lasts 5 seconds, and during that time, you will get one advance charge back, you'll get most of your missile launcher cooldown back, and you'll get your emitter cooldown about halfway there. Now, technically, when you use Hexafire, you're not actually expending any ammo, so in terms of working towards the challenge, this actually isn't beneficial. However, it is just pretty fun to be able to say, hey, I never let go of left mouse button the entire time I was playing this match. Aside from telling you to repeat this cooldown cycling over and over until you eventually win the game, there's not much else for me to tell you guys about in order to make this strategy work. So at this point, I'll just go over some very simple math behind the reason why I can make the claim that this is a pretty darn ridiculous challenge. And don't worry, it's nothing fancy, not calculus, not even algebra, just very simple arithmetic, so hopefully you guys can follow along. So just for some background knowledge, I'm not just pulling these numbers out of the air, but I did actually keep track of some statistics from about 10 games that I've played using this method that I'm showing here. Based on the amount of ammo expended according to the progression of that Battle Pass challenge, in addition to the duration of the matches as given by, well, the end game lobby, I'm able to conclude that every game averages around 12 to 15 ammo used per second. Call it 15 for the sake of argument. So if you're really fragging out and reaching that maximum 15 ammo per second, and you take 1 million ammo divided by 15, you're going to need 66,666.66 repeating seconds to complete the challenge. If you divide that by 60 for 60 seconds per minute, you're going to need 1,111.11 repeating minutes to complete the challenge. If you divide that by 60 again for 60 minutes per hour, it's going to take you about 18.5 hours of doing this strategy to complete the challenge. So at the time of filming this video, there are about 34 days left in the Pirates Treasure Battle Pass in Paladins, and I don't know about you guys, but spending a little over half an hour a day of just doing this strategy just so I can get a title isn't the most appealing thing in the world to me. So why bother even trying? What's the point if you're telling me that this task is a time suck, essentially? Well, the main thing to consider is how far you've already gotten with this challenge before coming across this video. You'll see at the end of this video how much ammo I have left to expend, and since I've filmed it, I've played a little bit more, so I have about 820,000 ammo left to expend. So I'm really already about 18% of the way there, so I don't have to put in over 30 minutes a day of just bot games just so I can complete this challenge. I can put considerably less time into it and still unlock it. But let this video be a warning to those of you guys who may not progress through the Battle Pass as quickly as I do. Maybe you don't grind the game out as quickly as I do or as much as I do, and maybe you've just recently unlocked this tier and unlocked this challenge. Well, lucky for you guys, I made this little table here that tells you how many minutes a day and roughly how many bot games a day you have to play in order to complete the challenge based on how much ammo you have left to expend and how many days are left in the Battle Pass. So that'll do it for my video today. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you liked what you saw, please feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe for more content in the future. And if you are someone who likes watching live streams, please feel free to drop by and hang out with me on my Twitch channel. Again, link is down below in the description. But until next time, thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.